everybody, it's Kelsee Briana J, and today I want to chat about some products that beauty YouTube has forgotten about. And I wanted to re-explore this topic just because there have been so many products that were hyped up and everybody loved at one point, and now crickets. Nobody talks about them. These products have been completely forgotten about, and it's really not surprising just because of the sheer amount of products that are launched on a daily basis. To hold longevity in this industry, the product truly has to be amazing and withstand the test of time. So I want to talk about this topic again because I've done this type video in the past. And in the past, if those products were forgotten about, now those products are literally obsolete. So I have a whole new set of new products that we used to love and now we have lost. So I'm gonna scoot on over and let's talk about some products that nobody talks about anymore. Let's give them a little bit more shine, shall we? So the first product that I personally used to love and adore are some lipsticks by NARS. These are their Audacious lipsticks, and this lipstick formula used to be super popular on the internet, but it just kind of died down and went into obscurity because I feel like NARS really didn't keep promoting it. They didn't keep coming out with collections having this same formulation in it, and I do think that's a shame because the Audacious lipstick formula was really good. The lipsticks felt cushiony, the formula was really nice. I love the magnetized top. I'm always a sucker for that, but I don't feel like they put the proper marketing behind it to, one, let people know how bomb they were, or two, it might have been the time that they came out. And I felt like the initial launch slipped through the cracks a little bit, but then they gained a little bit of traction because, of course, those of us who love beauty and consume beauty videos, we're gonna eventually find them and talk about them. But then all of a sudden they just died down. So I'm wondering, will they ever make a comeback? Because they still can hold their own in this market. Even all these years later, the formulation still is bomb. Next, we have the Smashbox Primer Water. And when I say everybody was acting like this was the holy water of makeup, people were like, oh, you have to have primer water. Primer water changes everything. You can spray your brush, you can make your eyeshadow pop, you can change your makeup, anything you need to do. It makes expired products fresh again. No, I'm just kidding. But people were like, this product was that bomb. And for it to have gotten as much hype as it got initially, and for about a year after it launched, it's surprising to me that nobody still uses it to this day. Like, I've not heard of anybody say anything about this product in a good 3 years. I mean, it was a cushioning water. You spray it on your face and your face was dry, it would hydrate your face. If you needed something to take a shimmery eyeshadow to the next level, it had the capability to do that. However, it's like, what makes it so much more special than like MAC Fix Plus? You know what I'm saying? Like, it wasn't that much more different. And MAC used to have this other spray called Charged Water, and dare I say those were the same products. But people were not beating down my door when I worked at MAC to get MAC Charged Water, so much to the point where it got discontinued. But I would say it's the same thing. It felt like a little bit of a plusher water. But to me, it's just surprising that people were like, this is the holy grail. I love this product so much. And now it's like, do you talk about that? Do you still have that? It's always so surprising how something is necessary until it's not. So next is a product that I personally partook in, and I actually still like them. It's just nobody really talks about them anymore. And they are the Artiste brushes, not the artist brushes, honey. And they were like the little toothbrushes that you would use to do your makeup, and they had little ones that you could do your eyeshadow with. They had big ones that you could do your foundation or use body makeup with. And they were all the rage a few years ago. And now, when is the last time you saw somebody bust out an Artiste brush to do their makeup? I don't even know. I really don't know. But like I said, I'm not gonna lie to y'all, I do like those brushes. They were really nice. They gave you a nice even blend, and I thought they were fabulous. They felt good. They were a little bit of a pain in the butt to clean, but I do like them. I actually kind of want to bring mine back out. I still have it. It's like back there in all those brushes. It's just the handle of it to where it meets with the actual bristles of the product. It always kind of felt a little flimsy to me, but mine never broke. And to me, that's the difference between the Artiste brushes and the imitators who tried to copy the Artiste brushes, because They had everybody going out and making some replicas of these brushes to try to mimic that feel, but to me, none of them actually really nailed it, because the Artiste brushes, they didn't break, because a lot of people's brushes were snapping off, because it's a certain way that it has to be configured in order for it to be balanced and not snap, or the imitators would have bristles that would absorb all of your products. And the Artiste brushes didn't absorb all your products. They did a really good job of blending and allowing you to keep the majority of that product so you're not wasting it. So, dope products. Nobody talks about them anymore though. Next are these Cover FX Glow Drops. But they were so intriguing because the highlighters were blinding. They were seriously like, bing, you put it on and you're gonna see it. It's gonna be glowing. So I had to get in on that, and I actually really liked them. But you know, it's just one of those things, I think, where the trends changed and people went for a little bit more of a minimalistic makeup look versus the Instagram baddie, super highlighted, turn off all the lights so you can still see my highlight type look. So I feel like that is what attributed to the decline of popularity for that particular product. But it's still a good product. And actually, if you want to get a product like that that's super highlighty, that would actually do really, really well in an underpainting technique, because it's going to tone it down a little bit, but you'll still be able to see that highlight because that highlight was intense. But again, it was a little shocking that these products just did not make any type of transition beyond that time frame where they were super, super popular. And that could have been because Cover FX was going through some things. They were in Sephora, now they're not in Sephora. They're being sold at Ulta, but a lot of the products couldn't be kept in stock. It's just a lot of things like that that can ultimately cause a decline in popularity. And I think that's what happened, in addition to a shift in makeup taste. Speaking of highlighters, these Anastasia Beverly Hills Glow palettes that everybody used to use, I've not seen one in I don't know how long. These things were so popular. This is back in the day where we would all just go buy whatever. And if you were in the community at that time, you know how bad it was when stuff launched and how excited we used to get. So these are super nostalgic for me because it reminds me of that era. And it didn't even matter if the color story of the palette even made sense for your complexion. Everybody's still gonna buy it just because we were all caught up in the hypeness of it. And those highlighters, the formulation of them wasn't great. It just wasn't great. It was a little bit dry, but they gave a really blingy highlighter, and it was really cool that one time they came out like with the Moonstone one, and it had the really cool blues and purples and greens and all that stuff like that that we don't even use nowadays. And it served a purpose. It united us in our love for makeup. If they came out with those palettes again today in an updated formulation, would you be down to try it? Let me know. I'm curious. The Make Up Forever Flash palettes. Everybody swore they were makeup artists and you needed that. I'm like, yo, the average person literally does not need this. They're like, but you can mix it and you can use it for different mediums and you can do this and you can do that. I'm like, but let me see you use it though. Let me see you use it though. I think that it was a nice product to have if you were a professional and you actually needed to have different shades and mediums for different makeup looks, but most people didn't. And that's why that product was super popular for a short amount of time on the internet, and then all of a sudden you don't hear anybody talking about that anymore. To be honest, I don't hear that many people talk about Makeup Forever in general on the internet anymore, which is a shame because Makeup Forever has really, really good products. I just think they need to step up their marketing for sure. This primer that I'm about to talk about is a primer that people used to do backflips for. They promised that it would erase pores, change your life, increase your credit score, all kinds of stuff. So it's baffling to me today that I don't hear that many people talking about it, and that is the Pores No More Primer by Dr. Brandt. And so many people used to swear by that primer. Because you know, back in the day, when our parents used to find a product that works for them, they would use that product until the end of time. Now, I know that's not realistic with us because we have so many more options nowadays, but at least you would think it would still be in some people's rotation. But I really just don't hear too much surrounding that product anymore. I'm not a person that ever has been a huge advocate of primers for myself. When I was primarily working as a freelance makeup artist, I definitely kept primers in my kit, but I just never really got on board with that one, and I didn't really understand the hype behind it, just because I'm like, it doesn't feel important that much. What kind of, like, what are we looking at? Show me. I didn't see it. So maybe that's why it's not as popular as it once was. Do you all remember when Lorac palettes were so popular? I mean, that was a time. At one point, people were selling Lorac palettes on eBay for like triple the amount. And that is wild to me to think about that, for them to go from that level of popularity to now they are super obscure. It's like, where did they go? Because they actually had a really nice eyeshadow formulation, especially for back then. They had a wet dry eyeshadow formulation that was super blingy. Their matte eyeshadow formula was not bad at all. So I'm just really surprised that they really didn't have the longevity to carry their brand over from the 99s to the 2000s, because they had the color stories, they had the people's support. So somebody dropped the ball in a major way, because I remember loving the unzipped palettes, but all of a sudden they just could not stay in the race. And that is so strange to me. And now I don't even know where they're sold. I know for a little while you could find them in Kohl's, but it's like, unless you go to Kohl's, you know, I think they were in Ulta maybe, but I just have not heard anything from them in a while. And that was really shocking that that brand fell off that hard. Maybe they can make a comeback, but I don't know. It's stiff competition out here nowadays. But y'all remember those days? You running out getting this little rock palette, getting your little eyeshadow looks together. Next is a one-hit wonder type product to me. You all may disagree, but for me, this brand came out of nowhere. And I'm referring to Laura Geller, and specifically the Gilded Honey Highlighter from Laura Geller, because I had never heard of Laura Geller. I didn't know what a gilded honey was, and then all of a sudden a whole bunch of people just started going pop pop pop, you need gilded honey, and gilded honey is the best highlighter ever. It's so gorgeous, it works on everybody's complexion. So of course I'm curious. I'm like, well, where is it? I go on a manhunt to find this thing. I use all of my makeup ninja techniques to try to find this highlighter, and it literally took me a year to get my hands on this highlighter. So when I finally did, I was like, this better be the baddest highlighter I ever used in my entire life. And I used it, and I liked it. I mean, it was nice, but essentially it was just a gold wet dry highlighter, which at that point I had already experienced that. So I was a bit taken aback by the amount of hype that was surrounding that product, because I was like, I mean, it's nice, but like, did I really have to go in and find it like that? No, I really didn't. So the next thing that took the internet and makeup world by storm, because of Kim Kardashian, and makeup artists have been using it too, but when she posted that picture with that banana powder, it shut it down. People were losing their minds. Everybody, no matter what your complexion was trying to get their hands on the banana powder, and they wanted to bake. And Ben Nye had a moment, because Ben Nye has been a brand that's been around since the beginning of time. They make so many different products for beauty makeup, as well as theatrical makeup, special effects makeup, and all this stuff like that. So for them to have this moment where they are literally selling out of this product to the point where they can't keep it in stock, I know that that was really special for them. And even though the product wasn't new at the time, it definitely was very hyped at the time. And I bought the products. Everybody had the products, and we were all baking, and we all had super bright banana under eyes. What a time to be alive. But nowadays, nobody talks about banana powder. I mean, who really needs to look like a banana? None of us. But it was nostalgic, you know? It just reminds you of understanding makeup and how to set makeup, and how that will change how long your concealer wears and how bright your under eye is. And for a lot of people, that was the first time that they really understood that, because prior to that, some makeup tips really were kept under wraps, and so now everybody knew it, so we all wanted to try it. So it was a really cool time, but I ain't heard nobody talking about banana powder in so long. Oh my gosh. I almost want to get some just to try it out again. I'm like, I just want to see what it looks like, because it's been a long time since I even owned that product in my collection. Let me know down in the comment section if you still own banana powder. So I hope that you all had a good time going down memory lane with me, talking about some products that we forgot about, and probably you didn't even remember that you forgot about it, you know? Isn't that something? You forgot that you forgot? So let me know some more products down in the comment section that had a moment and now they are no longer in the spotlight, and to let me know if you want to see more videos like this, because there can be a part 3, part 4, 15, 16, 17. It could go on, because like I said, there's so many products that we used to love and we love no longer. And don't forget to check out some of the other videos that I've done like this that I will have down in my description box as well. So on your way out, don't forget to give this video a like and subscribe and hit that bell to become a Kel Belle. And I will check you all in my very next video, which will be super, super soon. Smooches. Bye.